Ah, that's good water.
I realized that probably sounded like a bong with the water, but I assure you that was not a bong. It's a cup of water because, I'm a little parched. It's hot outside. Okay? I need some water. I need some hydration. Now, that time that sounded like a bong, I'll admit that. Welcome to Casting for Two, Episode 3. This is a high voltage episode. Not really, but, I just got a little bit of energy going on right now. Just a couple quick things. There are no quick things. There you go. I'm very excited about this episode. There were two people when I thought of doing this show. One of them was Thomas Kramer, who was on the first episode, and the other person I wanted to have on was my friend, history major and comedian James O'Neill. It's a dramatic pause, huge dramatic pause, but he's always been a funny guy. I enjoy him. I enjoy his humor. I enjoy his deadpan, his 7-inch or 9-inch long beard. He's just a good guy all around, so I'm very happy I got to sit and chat with him about nothing, really. We literally talked about nothing the entire time, but that's okay. So sit back, relax, listen, open your ears up, and enjoy this episode. And Chris, yeah, cue the music. What's up with airplane food? Is that the number one go-to joke when you don't know what to joke about? Airplane food?
I don't think so.
What would you say is?
I guess it depends on how clean you want to be. I think a lot of people, like talk about pooping or their dicks or something before they talk about airplane food.
Really?
Yeah.
Right. I mean, I could see that if you're a guy.
Yeah.
It'd be kind of funny if a girl talked about her dick.
It would be very interesting.
But, yeah, so, James, I haven't talked to you for a while.
It's probably been about a year, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been, I think, we're coming up on, about a year. So I wanted to talk to you as a fellow beard enthusiast.
Yes.
But what's been going on, dude?
Not a whole lot. I just kind of been, I graduated from the university. I graduated from Western.
Congrats. What'd you graduate in?
I got my history degree, or at least my bachelor's in history.
And are you going to continue on with school, or are you kind of just done?
Well, I think I'm going to work towards getting my master's in teaching.
So your ultimate goal is teaching, then?
I know, right? How lame is that?
Is teaching school? What grade?
Well, I think as far as history is concerned, I would teach, any grade, and then I think I would want to teach high school or even junior college level history.
I had the same desires a long time ago to be a history teacher in middle school or high school.
Mm-hmm.
And then I took a college history class, and I said, nope.
Really?
Yeah, I was like, this is not what I want to do.
Yeah, see, I was the opposite way. When I took history in college, I actually enjoyed it. That's when I declared myself as a history major rather than, being undecided.
Right.
Originally, I thought I would go into, health and physical education, but then I started taking other classes in social sciences like sociology and psychology and history and stuff, and I think I enjoyed that a lot more.
Well, yeah. Well, I think it came. I declared I wanted to be a teacher since I was in third grade.
Yeah.
Just because I had kind of a bad teacher in third grade who was very mean to me, and I said, I wanted to change that. I wanted to be a cool teacher, like Morgan Freeman in Stand By Me or whatever that movie is. And then, so I went all along through high school. I even sent my principal an email after I graduated thanking her, saying how I hope to once again be walking down the halls in your school as a teacher. And then that went away like probably my first 2 weeks into college. I shouldn't say college.
When I was in high school, I actually I did a program called Educational Internship. How that was designed was for, future teachers, people that had, an affinity for teaching, or people who thought they might want to get into the teaching field. And it was a year-long program, and it got me college credit in education. And then I got to teach in a classroom with kids for the second half of the year, and I really enjoyed it. And I think early on I thought I would teach second grade. Mm-hmm. That's what I wanted to teach. It was my favorite grade, in school.
Right.
Then that changed. I don't remember what changed it. I think it was just the subject area that changed it. I declared myself as a history major once I figured out that I didn't have to take any more math.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Because I had taken college algebra, and then I think I talked to an advisor, and they asked where I was in math, and I said that I took it, and they're like, oh, we don't have to take any more math. And I was like, that is super cool.
I took it. What more do you want?
I remember I took, the first time I was going to the community college, I took, math sequence up to math 111, which was college algebra, which is like the big, math class for, community college. Mm-hmm. And the first time I took it, it was an 8 a.m. class, Monday through Friday. And I failed that class, not because I didn't know how to do the math. It's just I just didn't go to class.
Yeah.
Because of how early it was in the morning and how frequent it was. So I missed a lot of class. And then I took a couple of years off of school. I was working. And then I went back and to take it again. And it was like I forgot everything. And it was like a foreign language again. But I slowly picked it back up. And I just remember the teacher saying to other students that, once you finish this, you'd go on to calculus and pre-calculus and trig and blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, not me. I'm going to get a C in this class and forget it.
I was never a big math fan. I remember in high school, we only had to take 2 years of it. Yeah. And I didn't know about this junior year, so I'm just kind of sitting in math. And I was with a bunch of, the lower end of the students, like the troublemakers and stuff like that. So, and it was outside in those portables. And I really did not want to do that. And when my teacher said, okay, so you all are here because, you want to continue math. And I was like, continue? What are you talking about? And then so I went to my counselor. Oh, yeah, you did 2 years. You don't have to do it anymore. I was like, what? So I just got I think I got either a late arrival or early release.
Oh, yeah, that was the best part of high school, like junior, senior year, being able to get out early and sleep in.
I took 5 classes senior year.
Yeah, I think I did the same.
Yeah.
I had health too, which was really easy because it was one of the football coaches. Mm-hmm. The class was super easy, and then my wife, now we were dating in high school. We took the class together, and basically we did everything together, which meant that my wife did everything, and I pulled like 103 in that class. and like didn't have to do the final.
Oh, that's the best. That was the best, man.
Yeah, I remember she and I had the top two grades in the class. She had a 105 and I had a 103. Like we always set the bar really high for like in-class presentations and stuff. Everybody hated us. It's so funny.
When I took health, I remember this one time, because I mean I had a pretty cool teacher.
Yeah.
But I was absent one day, and the next day I had to give a speech. So my teacher said, "Oh yeah, you can just go next class." I was like, "Cool," because I didn't have anything prepared. And he immediately forgot what he just said and said, "Chris, go do your speech on diseases." And I was just like, I don't have, okay, I guess. So I grabbed a paper that I wrote in history, walked up to the front of the class, and started talking about Tourette's and how you should respect people with it because they yell a lot. And then I proceeded to yell a lot. And I did this for about 30 seconds. And I was like, yeah, that's pretty much it. Bye. And then I walked up. Oh!
Did you hear that?
Oh, yeah. How long were you holding that in?
I was busted. Sorry. I think that was the first one all morning so far.
Man, that
I
was a good
waiting
one.
to get out.
That was something you would hear in a movie that, is perfectly sounding, and every movie, when they need a fart sound, that's their go-to. That's what it sounded like.
Yeah, I kind of did that to you. You were kind of talking and drowning on and getting really dull. And I just broke it up.
There you
with
go.
A nice fart.
I'm going to use that throughout the episode, and any short that I do, I'm just going to throw that sound in there, just in an homage to you.
Oh, now I feel like a dumbass.
No, it's all good. It was glorious. Okay.
Thank you.
I'm just
I
glad
am sitting here in my underwear, by the way.
Oh, okay. Boxers or briefs?
It's boxer briefs.
Oh, okay. All right. Rock on. But anyway, so I walk up to my teacher and he's like, "Hey, let me see the paper you wrote." I said, "No, I need it for history," and he gave me an F. And but I still had an A in the class.
Nice.
So, thank you.
Yeah, I don't even remember how many projects we did, but one time we had to do fad diets.
Oh yeah.
We did the cabbage soup diet.
Oh yeah.
And we made cabbage soup and brought it to class. Everybody liked it.
My buddy did an entire video on cabbage soup, on the cabbage soup diet, and he said the exact same thing. We made it, and it was delicious.
Oh, dude, it was amazing.
And I'm not a huge fan of cabbage, though.
Yeah,
I
can see that.
Cabbage makes you fart.
It does, and you don't really look like you eat a lot of vegetables or fruit.
I do.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I like broccoli.
Broccoli?
I like broccoli and pineapple and watermelon. Oh, tomatoes.
Oh, I love tomatoes and watermelon.
Yeah, together?
No, like tomatoes and watermelon, not together.
Oh, together, dude?
Well, I mean, maybe. Have you ever made a vodka watermelon?
Oh, no.
Dude, it's pretty delicious. But we made the mistake of I think we used watermelon vodka, and we put like almost an entire bottle of vodka in a watermelon. And we had a 4th of July party a couple years ago when we made this vodka watermelon, and we were so proud of it. And like, I just remember getting really stoned and wanting watermelon. And like, we had 2 bowls of watermelon, one with vodka watermelon, the other one was regular watermelon. And I kept eating the vodka watermelon, and like, I would eat it because I wanted, the cold, moist flavor of the watermelon. But then I would start chewing, and then all of a sudden the intense vodka flavor would just come out of nowhere, and like, I'd just be like, ah!
I want another one.
And then I'd take another bite. Yeah. And I was like, ah, damn it. Vodka watermelon.
There you go. Sponsor.
Yep.
Okay, there we go. So how's stand-up going?
It's going all right.
Yeah.
I had started a new show here in Salem on Saturday nights. It was on a Saturday. I was doing it once a month on Saturday night. It was called the Comedy Fun Time at the 501. Mm-hmm. But it got canceled. Other than that, I performed at a graduation dinner. That was fun. I got paid in food. It was delicious.
Was it watermelon?
No, they didn't have any watermelon. They had, it was like some sort of Parmesan crusted chicken with mashed potatoes, steamed vegetables, and salad, and a roll.
So was this a fancy party? A fancy graduation party?
Not really.
Oh, okay.
It was Shemeka's graduation dinner.
Oh.
Yeah. They said they wanted it to be classy. But I remembered going to Shemeka, and I was like, okay.
You know what? We want this to be a classy graduation dinner. So let's go get that O'Neill kid. He'll do 10 minutes. It's great. It's classy. Class act. He'll do it with his pinky up.
They wanted it to be clean. They wanted all clean material. Mm-hmm. And there was 3 of us performing, and we all did 10 minutes. And, like, I had just written all these, like, new jokes that they weren't, like, the cleanest jokes, but I wanted to tell them anyway. Mm-hmm. And then, like, I'd just taken other jokes that were sort of clean and just didn't curse. And I remember one of the deans of the college was sitting right in front of me as I was telling my jokes. And you know, like when you're being funny and everybody else is laughing, and there's that like one person that just gets embarrassed for you.
Oh, okay.
You know, and they just kind of like they hear the joke and they sort of like smile at you, but then they just rub their forehead.
Yeah.
You know, that's what he was doing the entire time. And like I was just watching him and like gauging how well the joke was based on his reaction. And so like the more offensive it was, the like I don't know, it's really just peculiar how he would just like kind of shake his head, rub his forehead, and look down at the same time after every joke. And like I don't know, I just found it really hilarious to me. It was like I don't know.
Did you call him out?
No. An old guy answered his phone during my set though.
Uh-oh.
That was really funny. Like I was up there and I just got started, and all of a sudden, like the Verizon tone just started going off. When somebody gets a new phone, they never change their tone.
Right.
That phone.
Yeah, yeah.
And it was like I was expecting it to be like I don't even know, and then I called him out and I was like, "You better answer that." And then he answered it, and in doing so, I was able to see whose phone it was. And it was this, like, I don't even know, like, gotta have to have been 60 or 70-year-old old man. Mm-hmm. And he's just answering his phone, and he just starts talking. And I'm just like,
silent?
Huh?
Were you silent? Just kind of.
Yeah, I wasn't talking.
Oh, that's funny.
At all. It was funny. I was letting him finish his conversation, and then after he hung up, I was like, I hope that was important. And then, like, it was dumb.
And then he had a heart attack and died.
Then he died, and I was like, that was probably the best moment of his entire life.
Okay, back to the comedy.
I know, right? All right, now let me tell a dick joke.
Well, looks like I'm killing today. You should have did that.
That was very punny of you.
Thank you.
Did you prepare that?
I did, yeah. I've been preparing weeks for somebody to set me up for that.
It was sharp. It was good, dude.
It was pretty sharp, as my people would say.
What's new with you, man? How have you been?
I've been okay. Just I've been off of work for a month, but I go back at the end of this month, so
yeah.
So I've just been kind of watching a crap ton of movies, and yeah. So,
see, that's like once I started summer, mm-hmm. and like. We went to Vegas the weekend after graduation. Mm-hmm. That was fun. I got really drunk a couple times.
I would love to hear a Vegas story, but let me just point out, a majority of my Facebook friends went to Vegas, and I would see, oh, you were at Vegas, and there was a picture of yourself. Oh, there's another friend of mine in Vegas, and there's a picture of myself. Oh, hey, there's another friend of mine in Vegas, and a picture of himself. And I was just kind of sitting there wondering, I wonder if all 3 of these people will cross paths.
Just kind of randomly?
Yes. So I don't. You may have I mean, there were probably 10 people of my friends of mine that were in Vegas. So I'm sure you had to cross paths with at least one person.
I'm sure. Yeah.
But yeah. So how did you? A, did you gamble, and B, let me hear that drunk. Let me hear your drunk story.
We actually didn't gamble at all, which was kind of strange.
Did you just go for the shows, or just the?
We didn't even go to shows, dude. We just went to hang out. We went with there was 8 of us in a group, and so we were just going to like hang out and be together and drink a lot.
Oh, okay.
We had missed our flight when we first got there. Like we had it was like a 6 o'clock flight, no 6:45 flight, and
AM? AM or PM?
PM.
Okay.
Yeah, we had this plan. We were going to leave and be on the road on the highway by 4 p.m. You know, which is still cutting it close.
Yeah.
And we dropped our dog off with my wife's brother, who was going to watch her, and we don't even like leave their house until 4 o'clock, and then we have to drive, out south by Dunkin' Donuts area. I don't know if you're off of Rural.
Yeah.
South Commercial. We have to drive there to pick up friends who are going with us, and then continue to go to Portland. Well, there was like an accident on the highway, and then 5 o'clock traffic that lasted forever. It seemed like, and we got to the airport at like 6:20 or something like that.
Ooh,
and we parked. We found a spot pretty close to a bus shelter for the airport shelter. And then we got on that. We got to the terminal at 6:40, and we were like, we thought it was gonna be like Home Alone, where we can like just rush in there and like just run everywhere.
Right, and
then we get up to the line to check in, and they're like, oh, well, we don't even let people like pass the gates unless they're 40 or 30 minutes before their flight or something like that. And we're like, oh damn. And so we had to wait for the next flight, which was at 9. And so we had basically 3 hours to kill in the airport. And so we didn't get to Vegas until 11. And all our other friends that were in Vegas were already there and had already been hanging out and partying for a couple hours. And so when we got there and met up, the first thing I did was bought like 2 giant beers from we found this liquor store, and I got 2 25-ounce Coors original banquet beer, the good stuff,
right?
And I basically chugged those and was like instantly drunk because I hadn't eaten anything. And that was terrible. What else? I don't know. We were there Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then flew home on Sunday. I think Saturday was the night I got most drunk.
Yeah.
Because I was hungover in the morning. I ended up puking in the airport. That was fun and embarrassing.
In front of people, or did you go to the bathroom?
We sat down at a little cafe restaurant. Right across from where our terminal was, and we were having breakfast, and I was just hungover. I think I was still drunk in the morning, and then I'm sitting there, and I kept trying to drink water, but I couldn't do it, and finally I got up to go to the bathroom to throw up, but right as I got up, I don't even know what happened. It was probably science. The vomit just started going up, and I had to puke in a trash can that was 8 feet in front of me. It was so terrible, dude.
Oh man! And did anybody talk to you? Anybody that saw you, or
no?
They're just like, you're in Vegas.
That's what I figured. I figured somebody's probably like, hey, that guy partied last night.
He probably won lots of money or lost.
And then I proceeded to go to the bathroom, and then right outside the bathroom, I had to vomit again.
Oh.
And there was a trash can right there, so I tried to puke in that one, but missed. And so then I felt bad. But then I made it to the bathroom.
And did you just stand in the center and be like, well, I don't have to puke anymore, and then just leave?
No, I puked again.
Wow.
Yeah, and then I made it back to the little restaurant and ate some potatoes, drank some water, and felt fine.
And I don't know if I should be proud of this, but I think I've mastered the art of quickly puking and then moving on with the rest of your day.
Usually that's the way I am. Yeah. I was drinking malt liquor in Vegas. Like it was, I don't know, sugary alcohol. Mm-hmm. You know, kind of like it was the Beer-A-Ritas by Bud Light Lime.
Oh yeah. You had a Lime-A-Rita?
I had one Lime-A-Rita and like 3 or 4 strawberry ones.
Yeah.
And then my wife had gotten a 22 ounce of Mike's Hard Lemonade, like black cherry or something, and couldn't drink it. So I was like, I'll drink it. So I chugged that down. And then I got like a giant, like one of those big souvenir cups, you know, the big like daiquiris. Yeah. I drank one of those. So it's like basically just all sugar and liquor. So I think that's what did me in.
When I was younger, that's how I used to get drunk. It was just, give me the Mike's Hard, give me the Smirnoff Ices.
Yeah, just because it's easy to drink and it tastes good.
Exactly. I mean, and nobody would make fun of me for doing it, so it's like, all right, I don't care. I just want to drink it. So,
yeah.
But I mean, yeah, they are delicious.
I thought that the Bud Light Beer-A-Ritas were going to be gross, but they're actually really tasty.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I have a pack of the strawberry ones in my fridge right now.
Oh, dude.
I'll send you one right now if you want.
Yeah, dude, FedEx.
All right. It's on its way. Stamped. Sent it.
I got it.
There you go. Awesome.
Yeah. Are you going to try to do another open mic, or were you going
to? I would love to do another open mic.
Are you still in Texas?
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah.
Yeah. How close are you to Austin or anywhere that Houston or anything?
Houston's kind of like maybe 4 or 5 hours, but Austin is like from here to Portland, or from Salem to Portland.
Yeah.
So it's not that far. I just haven't gone up to. I've only been up to Austin maybe twice so far. So, but I'd love to go up there and do open mic. I have a bunch of stupid jokes that I would like somebody to hear and boo at me.
I remember one time, I don't know if I told this story last time, but I was doing a coffee house show in Salem here, and I did it like a couple weeks before, and just a random group of friends of mine just showed up, and so the guy who was hosting just had me close out the show, and I did about 20 minutes, you know, of my best material at the time, and I had my first ever applause break.
Ooh.
And it felt really good. And I was like, that's awesome. I want that to happen again. You know? And then a couple weeks, you know, pass, and I'm doing another, you know, set at that same venue. And I told the same joke that had got me the applause break the previous time. And it kind of got mediocre laughter. And then I heard this like clapping from the back of the venue, and I was like, "Oh, right, that guy gets it." And then I looked back there, and the guy was like packing his cigarettes, you know, like clapping them against his hand, and I was just like, "Son of a bitch."
So, how much do you change your act from gig to gig?
I guess it depends on if like I write new jokes or kind of like how much time I have to do or. So, I try to keep it fresh for the most part. I do have, like, my standard bits that I go to, like, if I need to, like, if for whatever reason my jokes aren't working, you know, I have, like, a standard, you know, like, 5-minute bits that I'll do that will help get momentum on my side for the most part. And so I typically use those, but what I like to do is, like, intermix different jokes in between the three major bits that I do. That way I can kind of like keep it fresh for the most part.
Well, let me run this by you. So I was very nervous because I mean, I had 5 minutes, and I wasn't sure which jokes to say. And since I was, almost second, third to the last, I wasn't making fun of other people's, stand up jokes, but I remember going up there and just kind of riffing, like, oh man, I wish I told, or now I can't tell this joke because this person said it, and then I would do callbacks to not every, but the more memorable people that made people laugh. And I don't was like, as a comic, me hearing this, you hearing me, this new guy, like taking a little jab at you, would you get pissed off?
I don't, not me personally. I know people who do, they take offense to basically being called out. Mm-hmm. Especially by like, a new fish or,
Right.
Someone new. 'Cause just from like being a part of this scene and here in Salem, our little comedy group we got going on, mm-hmm. There's always kind of like the new guy, and nobody really wants to be the new guy, mm-hmm. from my experience. And I think if the new guy was to call out one of us veterans, we would just kind of make him regret it.
Well, see, I wasn't being mean, but I was just, it was late. I was freaking out on which jokes to tell, and I just felt like riffing, just, without, just doing something different, and basically to calm my nerves. Because once I started talking, then I was like, oh, okay, I'm already started, so I might as well now tell a joke. But the second show I went to was a lot of the comedians that were played at the big comedy club. They went back there to try their new materials, and there were probably like maybe 25 people, and I would say probably about 75% was not funny.
Yeah.
It was, and I was just sitting there thinking, because they're reading from their notebooks and just kind of like, whatever, it's new, they all can't be winners and stuff like that. And I don't know, that kind of gave me it made me think, and again, I'm just talking from out of my ass, but I just thought, well, you're having an opportunity to perform, why not give it your all, even though you're telling new material, right? Is that something you think about when you go up there, or are you just kind of like we'll whatever?
The thing about new material is even the most like seasoned comic, when they write new things, mm-hmm. it's hard to gauge mm-hmm. How successful that joke is going to be, because like it hasn't heard an audience's ears yet.
Right.
And so, you think of this joke, you think of the premise or whatever, and you polish it to the best that you think it can be. And then you word it in, the way that you think it will work best. And then you really don't know until you try it on an audience. Mm-hmm. And so I think it has to do with your confidence and things like that too. So like when you tell new jokes, if you're telling a joke that you just kind of wrote, and you haven't really given too much thought about it, and so you just kind of try it out, then you'll probably be a little bit more, I don't fucking know.
It's kind of like a sandwich. Like, what does that mean? Whatever you want it to mean. It's like Batman. It's whatever Gotham City needs right now, okay?
That's right.
Next question.
Yeah, so like a new joke, that you is funny, because whenever I think of a new joke, what I like to do is tell my friends first, the people I work with, and it's usually just something funny, and they know me, they like my material, they like my sense of humor, and so it'll work with them because, they already like me, mm-hmm. and they like my jokes. But then when you try it out on an audience who, is not necessarily your friends or people you even know, that's when you kind of find out how receptive the joke is and whether it works or not. Mm-hmm. And, nobody really wants to admit to defeat,
right?
When a joke doesn't work. Mm-hmm. And so that's when they'll probably put up that guard of saying, well, it's a new joke, well, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
That's what I was trying to get at before.
No,
Does that make sense?
No, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it's hard to gauge, jokes. I don't know.
I just bring the funny and the beard, okay?
That's right.
That's all
I usually bring 1 or 2 beers up with me,
nice.
and then if a set's going well, I'll leave with a full beer, and if it's going bad, I'll probably drink both of them while I'm on stage.
Okay, well that works. James,
Yes.
we are unfortunately we're coming to the end.
That sucks for everybody else.
It does, unless
It's got to be the best podcast that they've ever listened to.
it was informative. It was funny. I got some good, throw up and stories out of you.
I always enjoy telling puke stories.
I don't know why, but I always assume you have puke stories.
Why would you assume that?
I don't know. Maybe it's your beard. I just James has lived life. He's got great puke stories.
I've only got. Okay, I don't go through life trying to puke.
Right. Well,
I actually spend most of my time trying not to puke.
Okay. Well, I mean that makes sense, but I mean the more you try, the more it's going to happen, right?
Yeah, I've gotten really good at puking, I guess, except for that one time in Vegas when I was in the airport.
All right. And for for the people at home, you don't have a website or anything, right? It's still your Facebook?
For the most part, yeah.
Okay, so friend him.
Yeah,
Or
if you
not.
want to read my paper, it was published on Western Oregon University's Digital Commons. Check that out.
There we
Published.
go. Check it out, people.
Read about medieval heresy in the Catholic Church.
You know what? I'm already interested. Being a
Are you?
Catholic. Yeah, being
I'll
Catholic.
send you the link.
All right.
It's 25 pages.
Oh, okay. Let me get
I got an A on it, so you know it's good.
Let me get a strawberry Rita, and I'll just breeze right through it.
Yeah, dude.
All right. Well, thank you, James.
You're welcome, buddy. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
Have a good one.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.
I love you.
Love you too.
You hang up.
No, you hang up.
Okay.
Okay.